There's just 3 areas of focus that you need to build a super powerful personal brand. And in this video, I'm going to show you all 3 and what you should be focusing on to get branded fast and stand out in your marketplace. Now, what do most business owners do? Having trained thousands, most business owners have a brand and they don't work on branding themselves, they just brand their business. Now, we call this type of person unbranded, where we've got other business owners that build their personal brand and they build a personal brand that stands out, and now they have 2 different brands pulling them new clients, new business and new opportunities on a continued basis. So what I want to focus on in this video is really showing you how building that personal brand in 3 simple, really easy ways that you're going to love will really make you stand out and start getting you new clients and new opportunities in abundance. So if you're watching this video and you're a business owner, a coach, a consultant, a speaker, or someone that wants to become more well known so you can raise your prices and actually getting your family and your competition and other people saying, oh my God, what did that person do to just stand out fast, then you're going to love this video. My name's Adam Stott, and if you don't know me, I built a very powerful personal brand that's took me many, many years to develop and grow. And when I first started out, I found it really, really difficult to know what to focus on. So if you're a business owner or you're a coach or consultant and you're a little bit confused and you're not sure what to do, I 100% know where you're at. And that's why I wanted to make this video, to really show you the 3 areas that are really fast and easy to put in place that can help you to grow. And those 3 areas are actually really, really simple. There is relationship branding, which is the building of relationships and leveraging relationships to get you more out to market so other people are saying how good you are. And really that's what branding is all about. Branding is about you not having to constantly say how good you are and beg clients for business, and instead change the tone where clients start begging you to do business with you. So imagine that for a moment. All of a sudden, clients are coming to you wanting to do business with you, and you've got a waiting list rather than chasing clients. And if you want that kind of result, then you're going to love this video, so pay close attention. Now, first of all, it's relationship branding. And I'm going to give you some segments that you can focus on to do this fast, easy, and in most cases, free, which is pretty cool. Now, the second part is what we call award and nomination branding. And this is something that so many people miss. And I think fundamentally, it's actually a really, really big mistake to miss this aspect. Because when you're actually building a business and a brand, you want other people saying how good you are. And I'm going to give you lots of segments that you can focus on in this area too. And then finally, the final one is media. How do we get the media talking about you and really saying what an awesome person you are to do business with? And now we're going to deep dive into these different areas. So if you've not watched me before and this is the first video you've seen, please do make sure if you're enjoying the content to subscribe, drop a like and a comment and tell us what value you got, because we're about to deep dive in how you can really power up your personal brand. So from a relationship practice and you actually building relationships, this is what you've got to acid test in your business. You've got to look at your business and ask yourself if you are currently doing these things, and if you're not, what opportunities you're missing. So the first one would be case studies. This is not just standard testimonials. Look, what we see from unbranded businesses and businesses that don't get massive results is their testimonials are very, very weak. And what they do is they've got, hey, Mr. P says that I had a great experience working with this business. Like, no one knows who Mr. P is. No one understands what result you got for Mr. P. And frankly, no one believes that Mr. P exists, right? So we need to be much more specific, and we want to show an actual journey of how somebody developed and grew under your product or service. Now, building an actual case study takes time, but the good news is about case studies, you don't need 3,000 case studies. You'll be able to use 4 or 5 case studies on clients you really helped and got great results to very much build your brand alongside you, which is really important. We're going to go through them all, and then I'm going to give you a quick tip on how you can put this in place for each of them. Now, the next one is testimonials, standard testimonials. And some of you are like, yeah, I got that, but I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how you can power that up. The next one is actually having higher profile testimonials and having influencer endorsements. So more high profile people talking about you, talking about your business and talking about your brand. So we've got influencer endorsements. Now when I say influencer, in your mind you might go to, hey, like Kim Kardashian. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about as an influencer is somebody that's well known in your industry, somebody that's well known in your marketplace, actually saying how good you are. Because more than likely your clients are going to be familiar with that type of person, and that endorsement is going to give you a massive, massive amount of credibility. The next one would be that higher profile celebrity endorsements, which is really, really cool and powerful to get. Another one would be group and body endorsements. So actually getting groups to say how awesome you are. And every single industry, I've done this with thousands of clients to help them build their brand. Every industry has industry bodies, industry awards. They have different groups of people that are very involved in the industry, and you getting endorsed by these people is very, very powerful when it comes to building your personal brand, because straight away it lends more credibility. And this is what we're talking about, you building your credibility in a powerful way. Next one is, of course, media endorsements, so actually getting the media channels to endorse you and say how awesome you are. And the next one is what we call charitable leverage. So charitable leverage is showing that you're doing good work in the community, you're doing good work in the industry. It's not just all about the profit for you, but actually that you are giving back. This, of course, will start to get people really tuned in to what you do and want to do business with you. So if we just look at these 7 in isolation for just one moment, imagine for a moment that you had proper case studies where you were able to demonstrate people working with you in a step-by-step basis, showing the power of change from your products and services. That is an absolute must for businesses that want a better brand, because what will happen is clients will see themselves in that story. They will see themselves in that case study. Before someone does business with you, what they want to see and what they're asking themselves is, hey, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen after that? What are the steps going to be? And you having a case study demonstrating the steps gives a massive amount of confidence. So if you want more people to say yes and you want to earn more money, getting case studies in place is a really important thing to do. It's really easy to do as well. You just have to demonstrate and show, hey, when someone takes action and buys your products or service, what's the first thing that happens? When they get their first result, what happens next? When they get their next result and they start to see change and transformation, how can you demonstrate that? And what is the end result? Like, what is the big picture across the course of you working with that client? Next one, client testimonials. I'll just give you a couple of tips. One, make sure that when you're getting client testimonials, you're using proper names. You're not just making things up, or you're not abbreviating people's names, because it absolutely destroys the credibility of the testimonial straight away. So you don't want to do that. Instead, understand the hierarchy of testimonials. Written word is okay, but something like a video testimonial is going to be much more powerful, because that's somebody speaking the message. And after video testimonial, remember, even live testimonials is even more powerful than that. Getting influencers and celebrities and group endorsements is something you can go to work on, and you can connect with people. Even if you had to do a little bit of work for free for someone mega high profile, you would see that that would have a powerful impact. And hey, say you went out and did a day's work for free for somebody that was super high profile and you got them a great result. If you use that testimonial or that endorsement for the next 2 or 3 years, and that goes and influences your next 100 clients, can you imagine that? What's that return on investment that you're getting? You know, that day that you might charge £1,000 for, £500 for, whatever you actually charge, might go on to win you hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of business. So it's something that you can get in place and is a really easy, quick win. So of course, there's masses of ways that you can do this. The next one is awards. People overlook this, right? Some of our clients are getting insane results. We've got so many clients that have become award winners that work with us. We've taken people to the top of their industries very, very quickly using awards. And let me tell you, the buying process or a customer psychology of awards. You've got 2 businesses, both of them look good. You're putting them next to each other and you're considering which one you should do business with. All things being equal, you're like, oh, I don't really know what one to do business with, but you've got this business here, which is an award winner, and this one isn't. Guess what happens? Who do you prefer to do business with? You prefer to do business with the award winner. Why? Because somebody else is saying they're good rather than just you. So you should make it an absolute priority to get your business to award-winning status. Now, we have had people in the travel industry, for example, that we've made the very #1 travel agent in the entire country. We've had people in the mortgage industry, we made the #1 mortgage person in the industry. We've had people in a estate agency that we've made the #1. Now, when they got voted #1, they weren't necessarily #1, but because market perception changed, all of a sudden, everybody wants to do business with that person and they ascend very quickly. So sometimes you can get a little bit of imposter syndrome, like, hey, I don't know if I want to put myself forward for an award because what if I don't win? Well, worst case scenario, you get nominated, you don't win, and you get that branding. Best case scenario, you do win, you grow, you increase your prices, you get better results. So look, you've got nothing to lose, you've got everything to gain. So getting focused on awards is actually really important. So here's some of the things you can do with awards. One, first of all, you can focus on local awards. You might not feel that you can go out and win best business in the UK or in America or wherever you are right now, but I'm willing to bet that in your county, you probably could quickly get an award and endorsement from, let's say you're in Essex or you're in Manchester or wherever you are, you could certainly get an award locally, maybe even in your town or your village, to get you some extra branding, and it will cost you very little, if anything, to go and get that done. Just a little bit of time and a little bit of effort, but that's going to push you on. The next thing you can look at is starting to look at your industry. So you've got local awards, then you've got industry awards. So industry awards are, rather than you just looking at best business in Essex, for example, it might be best construction business in Essex. So it's even more filtered down, and guess what? So's the competition. So all of a sudden you're getting recognised as being really good at what you do. Now, after you go to industry awards, you can start to look at national awards. Now, once you start winning national awards, you can really power up your brand. People start to know you and they're like, oh, this person's absolutely awesome, they're the best in the country. You want to say you're #1? Well, you can if you start winning the national awards. And look, it's more simple. How do I know? Because the next one that you can do is you can be a judge on these. So you can actually judge awards. And I've been a judge for the nationals, industry awards, and local awards. And you know what I know from behind the scenes being a judge on these awards? Hardly anybody enters. People don't take this seriously. So this is a way you can power up your brand fast. Next thing you can do, which is really easy for you to do, is you can give your clients that you've already got awards for how they used your products or services brilliantly. And guess what? This ties directly back into your case studies, ties directly back into your testimonials. And all of a sudden, you're starting to build this culture of success. And that's what you want to do. You want to build a culture of success around what you do in your business, that your products, your services get results, especially if you're a service-based business. Because if you're a service-based business or you're a coach or you're a consultant, somebody like that, and you're in that kind of industry, you want to show people you get great results. That's really, really important. Next thing, you can start hosting awards. You can start sponsoring awards. There's so many different things that you can do that power up your brand, get you known and get you out there. So you want to really consider how you can do this in your business and do it fast. And if you haven't got anything in this area on brand for this year as targets and goals, really you should be looking at how can I get some of those targets put in place to make you award winning. Hey, how would it feel to be award winning in 2023? Would that be pretty cool? I'm sure you'd agree that'd be pretty awesome. And that would start to put you in a place where you become more well known, you get a better brand, you raise your prices, and hey, all your friends, your family start celebrating you, your social media blows up because people are talking about how awesome you're doing. You're creating a culture of success. And the more you create a culture of success, the more you will draw successful people towards you, my friend. Okay, next, we've got media. So media actually is really, really, really easy to start to get into, and you might have no media right now, but let me explain media to you very quickly and get you to understand. The way that media creates products, which essentially every business has products, their product is your story. They want your story. They want stories every day. They are looking for people to give them their story because it's free product for them. So you going to the media, getting a relationship with the media and putting your news in the media is helping them and it's helping you. So it's a win-win, and we want to create these win-wins. Now, you starting to feature in the media regularly means that you're a more well-known person. You start to ascend and your business becomes more well-known. And when you become more well-known, you can charge more money, you can get better results, and everything starts to change for you. So I think it's really important that you focus on media and how you can build in a media strategy for your business. So I'm going to give you some simple ones that you can do and you can do fast. So the first one, from a media perspective that you can do, is again, you can look at local media. Having a relationship with your local media is free, it's easy, and you don't need a PR company to do it for you. You can just do it yourself. You can go out, have a conversation with them, get to know them, visit them, sit down with them, have a phone call with them, whatever you prefer, a Zoom call, and just have the conversation. Hey, what kind of stories are you interested in? You know, 3 or 4 calls with local media, before you know it, you get them published. Hey, how would it feel if your children and the people you know, your family, were reading about your business in the media? That'd be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? You know, everyone starts talking about you, and that's what building a brand is. I really love, I think it was Bill Gates that said, or it might have even been Jeff Bezos, that said your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. And the reality is, if everybody's talking about you and everybody's talking about the success of your business, your brand is going up, your prices is going up. Guess what's also going up? Your bank account. So these types of things are important, and you can't miss it in business. If you're a business person that's unbranded and you're not considering these things, you're missing opportunities, right? So it's really, really important. Other things that you can do is you can look at speaking. So speaking is a great way to start to get yourself more well known, getting out there, speaking on radio stations, speaking at different events that are happening. You know, people are always looking for speakers. If you're willing to put yourself forward and actually get yourself out there in that way, you're going to get picked up, and that is another way of getting media exposure, because then you can do press releases on your speaking and where you're speaking, etc. Other things that you can do is radio. All the radio stations are looking for commentary, they're looking for guests, they're looking for people to add value, especially your local ones. So really consider how you can build a relationship with local radio stations. Another one would be TV. Right now, this is what most people don't get about TV. There is like a gazillion channels on Sky. But forget Sky, you've also got all these streaming sites, which there are hundreds of them. Now, all of these need constant media, and they need to be fed. They want stories. In fact, I had a friend of mine, a coach, very recently, it's just had a Netflix series commissioned because he just had the absolute guts and the know-how to go and have a conversation and say, hey, I've got this idea. It ends up getting picked up by Netflix. His life changes immediately because he had the ability and the nous to go out and have that conversation. And look, anybody can do it. Right now, what's the largest growing segment in TV? The largest growing segment in TV is reality TV. That's what's being watched the most because it's free content for the media. They don't need £1 million budget to go and do a story. They can do a story of you at next to no cost. And I featured on Rich House, Poor House twice on national TV. I did another documentary about supercars on national TV. It built my brand in a big way. It got me featured in all the national newspapers, which is obviously we've got online news and we've got offline news. Do you know what the really cool thing is? All of these things work together. You get the TV, you get the online news, you get the offline news, you get the radio appearances. You start speaking, you get noticed, you get the TV. So all of these things start to link together, and before you know it, you've built a brand that stands out. So don't sleep on this and don't miss the opportunity to get yourself branded. Don't fall into the camp of unbranded businesses, because if it's meant to be, it's up to me. It's something that you need to work on, and if you do work on it, you can get out there, you can dominate, and you can make things happen without having to spend thousands of pounds. And hey, look, if you've enjoyed this video, I've got a really cool free virtual training called Personal Brand Unlock, where we just go deeper on this stuff. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, and what I've done in the description is I've put a link to that virtual training We'll spend 3 hours together on that virtual training where we just go deeper. It's content packed, and if you found some value from this video, please let me know in the comments and come and join us on that amazing free training, because we'll have a great time together and I can get to know you personally through that training as well. Hey, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and join me on the next video. We're going to be doing a lot more content packed videos like this for the channel. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to meeting you in person soon.